What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about advertising for your business. This is probably one of the most important things as far as getting work goes. I'm kind of doing this out of order because the first video was like how to get started into photography and what you should do. I guess advertising is kind of like a bigger step, and instead of going towards different techniques you should learn before you should advertise and be comfortable enough to take on work that's not like friends and family. But this isn't really like a in order series. But so here's how you advertise your business in 2023. First tip is having a good website, or having a website at all. Having just a Facebook will get you by, but like if you want to be taken seriously and like really show off your personality and like show off your work in like sections, like here's my wedding photography, here's my family portraits, or whatever that you do. Not everybody does everything like I do. I do everything. I'll do senior pictures, family pictures, weddings, whatever. But some people just stick with one thing. If it's just weddings, it'll just be weddings. But if you have different sections of your portfolio, which I'll get to in a minute, then you want all that to be sectioned into its own thing. So if someone's looking for photography for weddings, then they'll click on weddings, and then you can show off all your best shots of your weddings. I recommend two different websites, which I recommend one over the other, but they're both good. Wix.com, which is free. You just go on there, pick a template you like to start with, and then you can customize it to whatever you think your website should look like. Or there's Squarespace. That's, in my opinion, is easier to use. I've used Wix before, but Squarespace I recently got into. I kind of, instead of updating my old website from where it was, there's just so much crap on there, that stuff I've added over the years, that I just started new on Squarespace, made it as simple as possible, and it has worked so good. Another thing you can do on there is set up a thing where people put in their emails, what photography they want, just all their information. When you don't have that set up, you have to talk about all that stuff, and it just wastes a bunch of time. This cuts down the time in half almost. Well, probably more than half, because you already know what their budget is. If you want another budget, some people don't go with that. You'll know their contact information, so you don't have to get that later. They'll write in the comments like if it's for weddings, they'll put in how many people are going to be there, their budget, not really location. You can talk about all that with them later on, but then they'll put in there, specifics to where like they'll answer a lot of questions that you might have for them when you're talking about booking a wedding. So when you have something set up like this on your website, Squarespace at least will set up a folder inside of your Google Drive where everyone who puts something in there, it'll go to your Google Drive. So all you have to do is check your Google Drive for, like your weddings. Like if you just do weddings, you'll just have one little thing set up. I have two set up: weddings and then other photography. So I have two folders that I look at pretty much every day to make sure no one's went on there and try to contact me. So I've done this recently, and I've already got like 2 or 3 jobs off of it. So it makes you seem super legit, and people will take you way more seriously, and you'll just be organized. And if you ever need to go back and look at it and save it onto your calendar or whatever, you can do that. Actually, there's a thing on there that does that for you. So really, just it gets a lot done for you that you can really lose track of if you don't have that. And the last thing about having a website is, I know this is a lot, but this is really important because this is what gets you your jobs and a place to put your portfolio. But I'll get back to the portfolio thing in a second. So when you have a free website, especially through Wix, it'll be wix.com/ a bunch of random numbers and letters, but in those numbers and letters will be like me, it'll be Steven, bunch of numbers and letters, kitchens, bunch of numbers and letters, photography. Like you don't want that. Like that'll just throw people off. If you just have like I have Steven Kitchens photography, you can go look up StephenKitchensPhotography.com if you want to check out my Squarespace website that I built recently. It really took no time at all to set up everything and get running. Push that. Like, don't send people to your Facebook. You can get people from your website to your Facebook if you just prefer Facebook. But I just did Facebook for a really long time, and then I was like, I need to build something legit. And I did. And then updated it to where, that's what I'm using this year. Every time somebody says, hey, I have a friend who needs some photography done, some people just send them to my Facebook, but I tell them, hey, send them here, and you'll seem way more legit just having a domain name. Mine was $20 for the whole year, and about $20 to $25 for the subscription for a month. So it pays for itself. It's very efficient and keeping you organized, and it's something you're going to want. And if you don't have it, then you're going to realize how much more organized you can be with something like that. Obviously, I'm sure you have this already, using social media. Having a social media, like not just a Facebook page, having a separate Instagram for your business, right? Just I've done this before. I've kind of messed up with that, kind of using it as like a personal Instagram, not so much like pushing my business. I haven't got too many jobs through Instagram because it's kind of all over the place, like somebody will see your work and they might live in a different country or something. It's not really like efficient for like local stuff. But it's a good place to kind of post your best work, like maybe you will get a job off of there. Maybe you can travel because, who wants to be stuck in the same place all the time? That sucks. With the Instagram stories, you're at a wedding and it's really pretty. Just do a video of where you're at. Keep people engaged. There is also a spot for Instagram on Squarespace that you can kind of show off your Instagram on your website. So people might go from your website to your Instagram, or from your website to Facebook. So really, your website is the hub for every social media that you have, and you can incorporate your social media into your website. Like these videos, I can post a spot where I have my YouTube on my website and all that stuff. So I don't use my YouTube to push any work. I mean, if anyone seen my videos and wanted me to come do their wedding, I would be happy to. I would love to do that. I've always wanted to be a destination photographer. So like, if this gets me any kind of work, that's great. I just want to teach people how to be smart. And, I've learned from experience. Why not learn from someone who's already had that experience, and you don't have to go through all that, because I've been going through it for 11 years now. Networking with other photographers. Networking with other photographers is a great way to pick up some extra work when you are available. I said this in my last video for beginner photographers. You can go check that out at the end of this video if you want. Over the years, I've worked with a lot of photographers. I've had people as second photographers. I've worked with people as their second photographers. I've been videoing a wedding, and because I do both, I do pictures and video at weddings. Sometimes I just do video, and I will get with those photographers, and I'll get in with the videographers. You never know when they're going to have an opening that they can't take on because they have too much work. Maybe they double book something. I've actually done 2 weddings in one day. I had a second shooter for my first wedding. She took over the other half of the wedding while I went and started another wedding in the same day. That was a crazy day. What is going on with my beard right now? Anyway, and yeah, like you can just make some extra money, pick up some extra jobs that way. And it's cool to have some friends that have the same interests as you. Maybe you can borrow some gear that they have that you might not have, or you can let them borrow some gear. I don't know. I don't really like doing that because I don't like trusting people with, expensive gear and stuff. But yeah, that's a good one. Next one is create a portfolio. So I think using Instagram is good. Don't post everything. Don't post everything on your website either, but post like when you go do a photo shoot, and you will have one well, you should, if you do it right, you should have at least one shot that is perfect, like amazing. Everyone's going to love it. You post it everywhere because you love it that much. That's called the money shot. That's what you post to Instagram, I think. That's what I do. I have posted some personal stuff on there, like I said, but having a legit portfolio, having a separate section on your website to show off, like different sections, even if it's not pushing something that people are looking for. People aren't looking for someone to do landscape photography for them. Maybe they are, I don't know. But like, if you have some cool landscapes, put some landscape photography in there. Show off that you can do more than just what you're advertising that you do, that you get hired for. That'll show people that you're very versatile in photography, that you can do a lot more than just weddings and just family portraits and all that stuff. Post all your best work there too. So next one is special discounts, special offers, something to keep people engaged. Maybe give them a little bit of a discount if you can. That will get you some extra jobs, because let me tell you, 70 to 80% of jobs that you will get are from word of mouth, which is the best kind of advertising you can have. If you're good to your clients and you do good work for them, you treat them right, you become friends with them, they will push you. They will be another form of advertisement around holidays. Like, people like to get photography done on Valentine's Day, which is coming up next month. So if you want to take any of this advice and put it into your business right now, maybe you're just not starting out, maybe you're just looking for tips on advertising for your business, which I get it, a lot of people do. Go right now and start some kind of like 15-25% off deal for couple photography, maybe engagement pictures, maybe just a regular photo session for a couple for Valentine's Day. Give them a discount, a Valentine's Day discount, maybe up until the 10th, February 10th or something. That'll get people engaged. Promote it on Facebook. Put in $5-10 to promote it on Facebook in your local area, and people will probably come to you because it's discounted. And then working cheaper isn't always a bad thing, because you're not really lowballing yourself or them. And when you have more smaller jobs that push bigger jobs, like they might have a friend that's like, hey, I seen your pictures. Who did this? Well, tell them to tag you in your stuff. That I'll add an extra bonus tip in there. I have 9. That'll be the 10th one. So if you do more smaller jobs, that can lead to more word of mouth advertising. This is one for like more like you have extra money to put into your advertising, is attending different events. I like going to wedding events. Been to a couple. These are basically people who are looking for photographers or videographers, or sometimes they have different people there that can be hired for wedding services, but mainly it's just photography and videographers like me. So what you do is go and talk to people, and you can book right then and there, and you'll leave with a couple of weddings coming up. So these cost money to get a booth at, around $100, sometimes more, sometimes less. You'll just have to check. And spots are usually limited because photographers are all over this. That's just a quick one, if you want to. That's just it feels more legit. It feels more like you can talk to them face to face, which you usually can't do when you're booking weddings and stuff. So it's a different way to go about getting more high end work with weddings. Now, there is a disclaimer on this one. Not more like a disclaimer, more like a beware of scammers on this one. Being at the top of the list on Google when they search photographers in my area, Google will call you, and it won't be Google, it'll be, scam. I fell for this scam early on in my career, and it wasn't a huge hit to my business or my name or anything. They'll call you up and say, if you pay this amount of money a month, we will put your photography business at the top of the search list when people search photographers in my area. which is a total scam. Like, it's BS. Don't fall for it. I fell for it. Let me tell you what happened. They said $50 a month and you will be on the top of the list. All right, well, how do I know that they're not calling other people in my area telling them the exact same thing? Not everybody can be on the top of that list. So, who really gets on top of the list? There are ways to go about doing this, but I don't really strive to get my name on the top of the list, which, Google accounts for a lot of people looking for photographers and stuff. But there's a lot of other places. I wouldn't beat myself up about being on the top of the list. If you work hard at it and then, a month or two later, you're not going to be on top of the list anymore. So I don't really care too much if I'm on the top of the list, because it's not the only place people find photographers. It's older people do. So I guess if you're looking for the older crowd, go for it. But just beware of this scam, because if you post your business anywhere, they're going to find you and they're going to call you. So yeah, physical advertisements are good. Obviously, you're gonna have some business cards to pass out. What I do at every wedding is I make sure at least, some people are like teenagers and kids and stuff. You're not gonna give them business cards. You're gonna give like their moms or dads business cards and stuff. So not every single person at a wedding gets a business card, but each family gets a business card. Each couple, kind of going back to what I was saying, like to be friends with the videographers, other photographers, to get other jobs. Talk to the DJs too. Give them a business card. Talk to them and be like, hey, how often do you do weddings, or do you do weddings at all? If anyone's looking for a photographer, let them know about me. Just about every DJ that I've worked with got a business card. Actually, because I did this, he did the same thing for me. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of looking for like a DJ to contact every time someone's like, hey, I want a DJ too. Do you know of any? So I kept this dude's card because he was good. Like, he was really, really good. And we ended up working together for like 5 years. Like, he was the coolest guy. He didn't die or anything. He just we just haven't seen each other in a while. No, he's still alive, so I'm not trying to say he was a cool guy. He is a cool guy. I haven't seen him in a very long time. But this is a good way to help other people out too. Another thing you can do is print out, like, not a huge flyer, but like a don't waste business cards putting them everywhere, but make like a separate brochure or something. There are community boards in restaurants and stores and stuff. You don't have to pay anything to get your brochures put up there. All you have to do is tell the people at the store or the restaurant or whatever, like, hey, I have this. Can I put it on your community board? Usually they have to look at it and see what it is, so they don't just have anything going up on their boards, just in case someone's putting up something scammerish. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's a word now. Any scams or anything that might not be good to post on a community board, which they see you're a photographer, they're like, yeah, it's fine. So you put it on there. I've gotten a lot of work off of stuff like that. So, or just going around and talking to people. It's kind of hard to aim your marketing at your target market if you're just out and about, because you can't look at somebody like, oh, they're about to get married, let me tell them I'm a wedding photographer. So really, you can go anywhere and everywhere and advertise your photography business, because you don't know who's looking for photographers. So it's not like a specific marketing kind of thing. It's kind of like a general marketing for a photography business. So don't limit yourself in places that seem like there might be more people looking for this or that kind of photography, because you don't know. Reputation management is the last one, and I forgot which one I said I was going to go back to. I forgot an extra one. I might have to come back and re-video that one, but yes, the next one is leaving your clients happy. This will make or break you, really. At least in your local area, if you're just sticking to a local area. I think out of all the years I've been doing photography, there's been like two people that were like not even like mad or furious or anything, just like, I wish this was different, I wish that was different. Usually they're like, wow, like I'm blown away and I'm happy. And there's a bunch of different things you can do that will help with keeping people happy. And I'm going to tell you a few, especially wedding photographers, that you can do to blow everyone out of the water when it comes to being better than everybody else. I don't care what you say. It's kind of like a competition. I try not to be cocky like verbally, but like my actions reflect my business. And this is huge. Like if you're on Facebook talking crap to people, just leaving mean comments, especially if you're using your photography Facebook page, forget it. You know, like people are gonna be like, yo, look at this dude. He is over here bashing someone because of what they said, and he has a business. You know, they can just get back at you posting your business name out there, and all you need is a handful of bad reviews, and then you're gonna look horrible. I know those people aren't clients, but I've actually had a lot of people who I've never done work for that were just Facebook friends that went to my Facebook reviews and left no words and like a 3-star review. And it put my view down, or put my thing down, you know, like I'm at like a 4.5. Like I could have a full 5 stars. And I used to. And people just like to troll and be mean, and I've contacted literally every single one of these people. A lot of people on Facebook, if you share it, um, you know, I don't ever ask people to leave reviews that I've never done work for, and we'll get to that in a second. Um, but like I've contacted them and be like, look, I've never done anything for you. Why would you leave me a 3-star review? That's not what the review section is for. You don't go say, oh, let me look at their photography. Oh, I don't really like their photography. Let me give them a review. No, that's not what that's for. The quickest and easiest way to, as far as like Facebook and stuff goes, to make yourself look good is when you do a job for somebody and they're happy with whatever you did for them, just ask, like, hey, can you go over to my Facebook and just leave a short review? And they'll leave an honest review. And I wouldn't really ask that if they've gotten mad at something, because then they might give you like a bad review, which, you know, you can't really avoid people leaving bad reviews. I have never had anyone leave a bad review intentionally. You can contact Facebook and tell them, hey, I didn't do any work for these people and they're on here giving me a bad review. They'll remove it. They'll have to like look at it and stuff, so it might take a little while to get taken off of there, but that is an option. But if you're doing wedding photography, this is one of the best ways to really get on their good side. My last wedding I actually did this. They had some shots that were just like so good. Like even I was blown away, and I'm the one who took them. After you do a wedding and you know they're back from their honeymoon, if they even go on one, or if they go on one later or something like that, usually people go right after. It's like you have time to edit your stuff, and God, bugging me. So you have time to edit their stuff and you know pick out what the really good pictures are, and you know what should be deleted and all that. I'll go through that in a different video. Just tell them, hey, I have a package for you guys. They will give you their address, and what you do is take, it might not be their favorite pictures, but get like the most important shots, the best moments. Pick like 10, right? And if you're able to print out pictures at home, like I mean most photographers should, print out what you think would be their favorites. Maybe cutting the cake, or a special moment, like a candid moment that you caught that they would really appreciate to have printed out. Print them out and then send it to them with like a letter. I usually have like a letter that I write. I don't have like a template or anything. I write it all from, you know, the beginning to kind of personalize it and make it feel more personal, not thanks for choosing my photography services, and have like a set thing that I write. I kind of say, I had a great time at your wedding. Your pictures turn out great. Here's some prints of them. And even there, you can say, go leave a review. So they have some prints for free, just like a perk that they get for choosing your photography services, and they'll be happy. They'll stick a few business cards in there. You can add anything you want, any amount of pictures that you want. Don't go crazy and send them a big, huge stack of pictures, but this ain't the 90s. You don't have to print out all the pictures. And I guess like an extra little thing as far as running your business goes. I don't know how you guys get all the pictures to the people, but especially if they hire you through your website where you can, already see what they want and all that stuff. You have their email. That's the first thing they'll put in there. So if they have a Gmail, which most people do, I make a folder for them. And when I'm done with all their pictures and videos, I will put all their pictures and videos on Google Drive. What I'll do is say, hey, I'll write them a text, shoot them an email or something, and be like, hey, all your pictures are done. They're already in Google Drive. And they're sent to you, and all you have to do is click on the link. And then guess what? As long as you keep the file on your Google Drive, then they can log in to any device that they have, and they can download those pictures at any time. I usually keep the pictures on there as long as possible. Like if I just have to delete something, I'll delete something that's like 2 or 3 years old. So that means anyone that you've done pictures for, 3, 4, 5 years ago, that may have lost their pictures and they need them back. Maybe they got a new phone and all their pictures are gone. They can just go on there and re-download them, and everyone's happy. That is some tips on advertising and kind of staying organized and not getting too overwhelmed of the business side of running a photography business. So if you guys have any questions, anything else you want me to explain, or maybe make a part 2, I don't know. I could definitely make a part 2 of this. So let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Send it to your photography friends. I don't know. Maybe someone starting out. Maybe send it to them. Maybe they could benefit from it too. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. 70 to 80% of your jobs will be from people who told their friends about that. But let me know what your address is. They'll give you.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?